Hi you guys, it's Arielle. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are all doing well. Today you are super lucky because I've been spending the last couple weeks thrifting all over Paris, and I'm gonna share with you my current top 5 thrift shops in Paris. This is kind of like a part 2. Last year I also did my top 5 thrift shops in Paris. I'll link that down below because those shops are also amazing. I highly recommend you check them out. But this is sort of like my 2023 updated list with some new fun and fresh shops that I found. I also want to encourage you guys to watch until the end of this video because I'm going to be sharing a bonus sort of secret thrifting experience that I recently found in Paris, which I think is really cool. You guys will definitely want to wait to hear about it. And also, before I get into my list of wonderful thrift shops I think you should check out, I want to quickly tell you where I don't think you should thrift, where I don't think it's worth your time or your money. And the reason I want to start with this is because in order to make this video, I had to do a lot of research on where the popular thrift shops were, where the cheapest thrift shops were, where the best rated thrift shops were. I went through Reels, TikToks, YouTube videos, Facebook groups. I went through everything, and I was really surprised because a lot of the thrift shops that people recommend, I actually think are on the bottom tier of Paris thrift shops. Please don't come for me, but the first area that I don't think you should thrift in is the 3rd and 4th arrondissement. This is like the Marais, this is near Châtelet. This whole area of Paris I don't think is worth your time. I find these thrift shops in general to be messy, crowded, loud, and that the quality of the pieces that they offer is just not there. I know a lot of people recommended GROS or Friperie, and it's not that they're bad thrift shops. I mean, they're conveniently located because they're in the center of Paris, but it's just, you could find so much better. And sometimes you're like, oh, well, it's cheaper thrifting, and you know, that's what I'm looking for, but you can realistically find cheap thrifting but for quality pieces a little bit outside of the city center. I'll throw some pictures up on the screen of what I'm talking about because I was honestly really disappointed in these thrift shops. It doesn't matter how cheap something is. Why would you waste even €5 on a t-shirt that's completely pilling, totally stained, holes in it, that's just going to completely disintegrate after one wash, you know? So that's generally what I think of this arrondissement. That's what I was getting from the thrift shops that I checked out. That's not to say they're all bad, but the majority of the stores that people recommend in this arrondissement I don't think are worth your time. And the second area where I don't think the thrift shops are worth your time is in the 18th arrondissement and in and around Montmartre. Now, it's not that the thrift stores in Montmartre have bad quality items. It's like the total opposite. They do have really lovely boutiques with wonderful pieces and friendly staff. But for me, the problem was the price. I was honestly really surprised because I had such high hopes for stores like Headless Vintage Shop and Buy Flowers, because these are thrift shops that people rave about and are very popular and have really high ratings. And the pieces were nice, but they weren't exceptional. And I found that the prices they were asking were not at all aligned with the items that they had. Like, the items were nice, but they weren't different from what you would find anywhere else in a thrift shop in Paris. So that really threw me off, especially Headless. I was really disappointed because, you know, I would walk in and they had really nice pieces. They had all these nice little leather jackets. And I look at the price, I'm like, €85. Anywhere else in Paris, this would be like 25 or 30, you know? Like, I've been to all the thrift shops I know. I was just so surprised that it was so expensive. And then the most shocking thing was with my friend Danny, we found this really pretty, like, colorful patchwork cardigan, and we flip over the tag and we're like, €55? What? Like, I had seen tens of cardigans exactly like that in every other boutique in Paris for like €10. So to me, the prices just weren't matching up with the pieces that they had. And I'm not sure if it's because the rent in Montmartre is a lot more expensive, so they have to increase their prices, or because they're taking advantage of the fact that Montmartre is heavily dominated by tourists. There's lots of people that visit this area. Maybe they get a lot of foot traffic in the boutique, so they feel like they can charge this price. I don't know. Generally speaking, I found that all of the thrift shops in Montmartre were really just way overpriced and not worth your time. I want to say if you don't want to get scammed, but like I don't want to call these thrift shops scammers. Like I really don't know if the rent is more expensive there, but to me, it felt like I was being scammed because I know what I can get in other arrondissements that are a little bit outside of the popular touristic areas. Voila, that is my 2 cents on where I don't think you should thrift. Let me get into my top 5. The first thrift shop on my list is Chinemachine in the 10th arrondissement. And there are 2 main points to why I really like this boutique. The first one has to do with all of the pieces that they offer. I feel like everything is very good quality and the selection is very much fashionable, stylish, timeless. Whatever you buy, you're going to be able to build outfits with. You're not going to find like €5 H&M Shein crop tops with holes in them in this boutique. And then the second point is I really thought the prices were very affordable. To give you an example, I bought this really nice sort of oversized but belted white jean jacket, and that was €12. And I also got this stunning vintage black suede trench longer coat, perfect condition, and this one was €25. So everything in the boutique ranges, I would say, from 10 maybe to €30. And you really are getting a bargain. Like I was saying, the same leather jacket that I found in Chinemachine for €25, you would find in Montmartre for like 100. So great deal, great quality pieces. The second thrift shop on my list is Petites in the 2nd arrondissement. And I was trying to think of why I love this thrift shop so much, how I could describe it to you guys, and the only thing I can think of is just that it makes me so happy. This boutique is huge. There are tons of rooms. There's 2 floors. It's like this huge maze with any type of piece you could think of or imagine. Everything is unique. They have huge selections of Levi's jeans and jean jackets and shoes. It's just anything you could think of is there, and any style you could think of as well, which I think makes it so much fun and so special to be in. It also has a really good location. It's right between Rue Montorgueil and Rue Saint-Denis. You can easily integrate it into a day where you're just visiting Paris because it's just in the middle of tons of bars, restaurants, terraces, shops, boutiques, museums, whatever you want. It's just very central, so it's a great quick add-on if you're already visiting in and around this area. The pricing, I would say, is pretty middle ground. It's not like Emmaüs cheap, but it's not like kilo shop scam expensive either. It really depends on the pieces that you're looking for. What I find is that the pieces that fall under popular current trends are maybe a little bit more expensive, but everything remains pretty affordable. To give you guys an example, I picked up this really nice purple silk vintage long flowy dress for €15, which to me is a steal. The third shop on my list is called Ol'digger, and it's in the 11th arrondissement. This shop is just fun, period. It's so fun. The colors are vibrant and beautiful, and the layout of the store is almost maze-like. The pieces are super unique. This is a shop where I'm constantly finding things right, left, and center. Thrifting feels like you're on a treasure hunt, right? But when you come to Ol'digger, it's like you've hit the jackpot. You're just picking pieces out of everywhere because everything is so good. I found that in particular, they had a really good coat selection. I tried on a beautiful dark navy blue trench coat, as well as a long sheepskin fur coat. Both were fabulous. Both were very much affordable. I think they were both about €25. So that selection of outerwear really impressed me. I also found that they had really interesting trousers and blazers. Again, very high quality and really nice vintage pieces. Another fun part about this thrift shop is that on the 2nd level, you have a braderie where you can get a really, really good deal. You can get 1 piece for €3, 2 pieces for €5, and 5 pieces for €10. So if you have the time to go through everything and find all the hidden gems, it's definitely worth it. Moving along, I'm gonna lump number 4 and 5 together because they have the same owner and they are a 15-minute walk from one another. They're called Untucked and Tucked, and they're in the 12th arrondissement. Both of these boutiques stand out to me because they have very kind and caring staff. They have the highest quality of pieces I think I've ever come across in thrift shops in Paris. Everything is clean and ironed. It's like immaculate. And the ambiance of the boutiques is amazing. They've got great music playing. The decor is top tier. Just being in these boutiques itself is so fun. You have the first boutique, Untucked, which is the smaller one of the two, and it focuses more on fashion from the 80s to the present. And the first floor of this boutique is what I want to call like high fashion items as well as designer. You'll find things that are like a basic leather skirt, but just the detail, the quality, the condition, it's like chef's kiss. And then you'll also have racks of really colorful, beautiful, unique designer pieces. The designer pieces are 85 euros and the more like, I want to say high fashion, no name pieces are 45. On the lower level, you have the more budget friendly items. You have a selection of items that are 5 euros and then another selection that are 18. And you have everything from t-shirts to sweaters, cardigans, jeans, dresses, lingerie. You have everything down here. And the only thing that kind of bothers me about this system is that you could find like really beautiful Ralph Lauren sweaters and button-ups and polos for 18 euros, but you can also find less expensive brands and lower quality for 18 euros as well. So I don't really love the blanket system. It does make it feel like some pieces are not properly priced, but you can definitely find like hidden gems in this lower area. Then you have the Tucked boutique, which is my favorite one of the two. This boutique focuses more on 70s fashion and before, and this one is a lot bigger than Untucked. So you have more pieces, accessories. I think you just have a lot more in this boutique, a lot more selection. Another thing that I like about Tucked as well is that I do find it a little bit more affordable. They have, right when you walk in, a section of tops and accessories for only 12 euros. And again, these pieces are like in immaculate condition. They're such good quality. They're taken such good care of. I found a stunning black and chain link leather belt, and that was only 12 euros, which I thought was a steal. Then you also have coats, pants, bottoms, sweaters, blazers, all of that on the opposite side for 18 euros, which again, making that distinction between tops for 12 and the bigger, you know, more expensive items for 18 made a lot more sense to me. And then you also have the designer and the high fashion section as well. I also kind of like the decor better at Tucked as well as the music. It was definitely a vibe to be in there. It was super fun. Even if I hadn't found anything, I really would have just enjoyed being in this store. It was so fun. Now, the 6th bonus thrifting activity that I want to talk about is at the Comedie Française, which was founded in 1680, making it the oldest theater company that's still active, and the boutique is located in the 1st arrondissement. Every Thursday at noon, they pull 10 costumes from the archives and put all of the pieces from these costumes on sale. The prices range from 40 to 500, and you might be thinking like 500, who has the money for that? But I actually didn't see anything that expensive at all. Most of the things I saw, like shirts or blazers, were like from 40 to 60, and the more detailed dresses and like big costume pieces, I would say, were between 120 and 180. Personally, I love vintage. I love secondhand. And I love the idea of being able to wear art or something related to theater and culture and history and incorporating that into your outfits. It's so cool as well that the pieces for the theater company are handmade. Like, it is just such a cool experience, I think, to go look at these pieces, even if you can't buy anything or don't find something that you want. So yeah, definitely a very cool thrifting experience. I highly recommend that you check them out. And if you do go, remember this only happens one time a week. It is Thursday at noon. There was quite a crowd when we went, so make sure that you're either early or on time. Voila, there you have it. Those are 5 amazing thrift shops in Paris that I think you guys should check out. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, if you go and if you like them, or if you have any other thrift shops you think I should add to my list. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.